I'm gone. Can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. And take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down.
EA Sports coverage in the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. They go play action now. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Brad, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Here we go. And they go play action now. Burrow. That's going to be caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. T. Higgins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And that's incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around a lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Jackson going to hold on to it again. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Going for the deep ball. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there for Cincinnati. 49 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Mixon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. So part of it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. And here's Jackson on the option. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
On first down, they're going option left. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down. Here's Jackson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
On third down, Jackson. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. They'll go with the option, coming right. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing and run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 11 now. They go play action with Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, there's no other way you can describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Burrow will throw. Open man is Higgins. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Here we go.
So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield.
11 empty.
Burrow on play action. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through and drop him for an 8-yard loss.
I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to it, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Here we go.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Travis Jones in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow, that is taken in by Hurst. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Here we go. 11-90.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They go play action with Burrow. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Hey, Elvis, right! 180! 180!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
He'll air this one out for Boyd. It got his man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween. And
he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd.
Here we go.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's Burrow.
And that's caught one more time by Boyd. He'll get it inside the 20.
A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here we go.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Hayden Hurst from 10 yards out.
And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes this 35 run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Hayden Hurst with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McPherson on for the point after.
And the route is on here in this first half.
It's the score. Bengals 42, Ravens nothing. Evan McPherson to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the...
And now here is another interception. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Burrow now off the bootleg. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
11. Stop.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals just continue to roll. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That's into the hands of Prochet. And out across midfield down to the 45.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here. Now Burrow loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Play action. Now Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On third, here's an option play right. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Jackson going to run, and he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
3rd and goal, Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. I think here the score dictates you pretty much got to go for it.
Well, when you look at the scoreboard and you realize that 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good in this situation, you're exactly right. Dial up one of your better plays and get after it. Forget the field goal kicker. He doesn't matter.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again. The Bengals drive about to get going. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Here we go. We're in Baltimore. 3rd quarter action. 2nd and 10.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here we go.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
empty. 11 Thomas.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
The drive will start with an option going left. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Jackson's going to keep it. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Jackson, option right. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Tucker with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And my goodness, another interception. Daxton Hill picks it off, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Flushed out right. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can make it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Burrow's throw going to be caught by Boyd. Touchdown Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bengals are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And this is caught inside the 5. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 46 yards. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Tucker able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but The self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. And they take a knee.